We start off this series with a man becoming his overpowered knight character called Ark in another world, as he expresses his complete confusion at what was going on. His skills all activate properly and he causes untold minor devastation as he explores, and he also realizes that his avatar was a skeleton. Potential problems as he tries to blend into a town with people peddling their wares. He registers as a mercenary adventurer and takes a task involving bringing back some small mobs. As he lays waste to some local wildlife, he discovers a noble lady and her maid under assault. He soon begins his first act of heroism as his almighty sword obliterates some local fools, causing public nuisance. He discovers the girls are called Lady Lauren and her maid Rita, and they all go back into the city on horseback after that, while Lady Lauren seems to be a bit infatuated by him. Is this what I think it is? In any case, they soon reach the city as Ark completes his little mercenary test. Our little huge skeleton knight then devours some chicken as he decides to explore the world more to experience what this world had to offer. I guess the honeymoon phase was still ongoing. Tomorrow though, Ark visits a rather tranquil Rata village as he takes on a new herb collection quest. He and the little girl Maka sets off on their herb collection adventures as they go into the forest. As little Maka finds various herbs on the way, Ark discovers a little injured fox-like creature and he heals him completely, and in doing so earns his trust, and he decides to follow Ark around. Ark gives him the name of Ponta, which he seems to like. Meanwhile, back in the village, Maka's mom returns to find news that Maka has left and a huge demon beast has appeared in the forest this morning. Ark and Maka soon discovers the demon beast in question as the lizard chomps down on a flying chimkin. Ark exchanges a few blows as he protects Maka from the delicious looking lizard, before ultimately becoming Holy Knight proper via the Sword of Judgment skill as he slices the meat into 2 servings. Ark requests that Maka keep it a secret that he took down the lizard while noticing a ring on its leg. Ark then damages the environment a little bit more by bringing a giant boar back into the village as a souvenir. Maka's mom then meets Maka as they later promptly thank him for his assistance. Later on, we discover a band of knights fighting a similar lizard. They suffer much losses in the process. Their commanders also discover the lizard slain by Ark and makes the inference that someone with extraordinary strength must have done it in. A little later, Ark goes off to bring terror to a bandit lair as he casually walks in and discovers their gold stash. Meanwhile, we see the person behind Lady Lauren's assassination attempt, who was a noble apparently. He was also the one who set off the 2 demon beasts and learned that both were taken down swiftly. As Ark leaves with his spoils, he meets an overly excited elf who comes down on him hard. As a battle, Ark realizes that she was apparently looking for her kinsmen, who were also taken and kidnapped by the bandits from earlier. Ponta's appearance, however, puts the elf at ease. Elfson and Ark learns that there were more elves kept in there in the cave. Elfson makes her leave after rejecting Ark's offer for assistance, but Ark perseveres on his own through the forest and manages to find a group of bandits holding elves hostage. We see a pompous young master Udolan pushing his authority around as Ark discovers their despicable actions. Just as Ark was about to step in though, Elfson appears and takes on the kidnappers. She makes quick work of the mobs but is held at bay as Udolan holds an elf hostage. Ark, however, appears to lend a hand just in time as he diverts the attention and allows Elfson to defeat them all. Ark and Elfson lets the kids out and discovers that they all have a mana bite collar on, forbidding their use of spirit magic. Ark, however, easily breaks the collars and his powers impress Elfson. Soon more elves arrive to bring the kidnapped kids home. Ark and Elfson introduce themselves and Ark learns that her name is Arian Glennis Maple, an elven warrior. She then requests his assistance to take down the kidnapper's main base, which of course he agrees since he sees this as an ultra rare quest after all. Ark then shows Arian his teleporting powers as they meet her, the other comrade named Danka, in Diento, though perhaps Danka doesn't quite fit in with his expectations. In any case, they discuss their strategies and decide to raid their base in the night, while Ark decides to trade in his spoils and enjoys a meal in the meantime. In any case, the trio sets off, but we see a ninja appearing soon soon after, Ark sends everyone to the roof, but Arian gets stuck after attempting window entry. As they make their way inside later on, they find the kidnappers all dead with fresh cuts. Ark finds more dead and he confronts a ninja, but soon realizes that she has animal ears and tails. Both then discover that they are not each other's enemies, and the animal ninja tells Ark where the elves are imprisoned. As an apology, animal-eared ninja-san tells Ark of 2 more elves imprisoned within the Laura's castle, and Ark shows the elf sale contract to Arian and Danka. They clear out the rest of the extras and mobs in the building, and manage to liberate the elves in captivity. They later separate as Danka escorts the kids back, while Ark and Arian assaults the Laura's castle. Inside, we see a fat man holding 2 elves hostage, while Ark and Arian makes a mess of the place, and soon make their grand appearance. Fat Man has his hopes and dreams crushed as the 2 elves are liberated. Ark discovers a hidden room as he loots the place, using the excuse that taking their money will prevent the organization from being revived. As the pair completes their mission, Arian invites Ark to her village, hoping that Ark can free more of her kidnapped comrades. Ark wants to, but is worried that he'll have to show his face to the elders. He tells her that he cannot take off the armor, but Arian promises that she will not treat him with prejudice, no matter what. Ark reveals his true self and his story, which Arian believes it to be a curse of some kind, as undeads cannot use healing arts, nor would gain the affection of spirit beasts such as Ponta. She promises not to reveal his circumstances, and later on, the attack on Diento gets reported to the king. Diento's lord's crimes are revealed as we see a political battle between the princess and princess. The princess Yuriana is then ordered to investigate and negotiate with the elves, as she correctly infers that her brother Dakares has something to do with the kidnapping. Meanwhile, Ark and Arian reaches the elves' village, though Ark has to wait outside before he could enter. Ark meets Arian's parents as they discuss what has happened with the kidnapping. Ark was also able to reveal his true self without prejudice as promised. The next day, Arian and her father goes off to meet the council elders, and the situation regarding the kidnapping is reviewed, while Ark and her mother go on a tour of the village. He meets the kids that he rescued before, and later on goes to spar with Arian's mother, who handily hands Ark's armor back to him. They then keep this up for the rest of the day, with Ark taking a big L. Later, as Ark takes a well-deserved break, Arian runs into Ark in the bathroom and a fortunate accident occurs. Later though, Arian's father reveals the truth and the results of the council meeting, and once again requests the help of Ark, offering information on potential cures to Ark's cursed state. He says that Lord Crown, an area inhabited by spirits and a dragon lord, may provide a solution to his problem. Ark happily agrees to continue helping Arian with the kidnapped elves, and later that night, Ark tries to anti-curse himself and finds that it actually works, albeit only partially. Nevertheless, Arian and Ark continue on their journey and decide to make a shortcut through the forest, while Princess Yuriana sets off on her journey as well. On their journey, however, they are ambushed and both of them get assassinated along with the rest of her escorts. The assailants hand over one of the princess's belongings as proof that she's dead, but soon they themselves get ambushed by Ark instead. After doing some cleanup with some local wildlife, Ark then proceeds to revive the princess and her maid, along with most of their escorts. The princess in her delirious state mistakes Ark for an angel, but manages to get up properly later on. Yuriana realizes that they have been revived and thinks that it was a miracle from God, and continues her mission with renewed vigor. Meanwhile, Ark and Ariana reaches their destination to find the animal-eared ninja from earlier taking care of some local miscreants. She reveals that she was the one who helped him during the kidnapping incident and introduces herself as Chiyome, a ninja. Chiyome reveals that her kinsman has also been captured and requests the assistance of Ark and Arian to help them. Ark and Arian agree after hearing their plight. Meanwhile, Prince Dakares learns of the failed assassination attempt and that his life might soon be in danger as he decides to lay low for a while. Ark and gang later learns of the origins of Chiyome's clan and realizes that their founder was probably an actual ninja. They reach a slave traders field HQ as the slave traders themselves gleefully gloat about their wares this time. Chiyome reveals her plans to raid 4 slave dealers at the same time to maximize their chances of saving everyone. Ark and Arian then go off to do some preparations, aka eating, as Ark and Ponta wolfs down their food. Ark then later appears with the strange mask as a means of disguise as they meet Chiyome and Goemon, another beastman. Ark and Goemon hit it off and they become fast friends, and soon their operation starts. Ark and Goemon smashes through through the front and center and creates massive chaos, while Chiyome and Arian sneaks in from the side. Prince Dakaris is then informed of the attack as Goemon and Arc continues their path of mass destruction. Arian's group manages to discover the kidnapped beastmen and proceeds to free everyone. Arc then joins Chiyome and Arian as they soon discover beastmen who were killed due to illness. Arc teleports the survivors outside and then proceeds to demolish the slavery ring along with Goemon, putting an end to it all. Prince Dakaris throws more tantrums but soon is murdered by his own aide, Centurion, who was apparently a spy of Prince's sect, and it was revealed that he was actually also behind the assassination attempt on the princess. The princess later on reaches her destination and learns of Dakaris' death and rightfully suspects that Prince's sect was also involved. Meanwhile, Arc and Arian learns that more elves are being held captive in the Revlon Empire, as we see its emperor being the one pulling the strings behind Dakaris. As Arc and Arian discuss their options to reach the empire in another town, another elf named Karsi appears, who's apparently fine while strutting around exposing his ears, as the people seem to be plenty comfortable with him. Apparently though, he has been living here with the humans for well over a decade, and he offers to help them get to the empire. The next day, Arc and Arian assist Karsi with some monster hunting as Arc wrestles with some giant mega worms. They soon depart and continue on their journey while Arian contemplates a future where all races could coexist in harmony. The pair soon reaches the town of Kasak, signifying that they have reached the Holy Empire. As they scout around the town, they learn that a certain fortress has been receiving elf shipments. The two go in for a close recon and discovers a large underground cabin and finds a minor scrub side character who manages to mind control Arian and attacks Arc. Arc realizes that Arian wasn't cursed, but rather was controlled by a mob. Arc breaks the mind control and the mob introduces himself as Fumba, the one who can manipulate demon beasts. He then reveals that the elves were no longer here, with half being used for experiments in the empire and half as food. Arc is then attacked by his mobs, but those mobs being mobs get easily defeated. Chiyome soon appears to assist with her brethren and clears the rest of the demon beasts. Sensing potential danger, Funba unleashes his final weapon, the Hydra. Arc makes a quick retreat and Arian soon wakes from her ordeal as the Hydra makes its way to town. Arc then renews his attack on the Hydra as he and the Hydra exchange blows, and while Arc could land some hits in, the Hydra's regenerative abilities prevents any fatal damage from being done. Arc resorts to summoning Ifrit, a being on par with Hydra in both size and power, while Arian and Chiyome make their attack on the one controlling the Hydra, Fumba himself. This time Arian is prepared for his tricks and his attacks fail. Chiyome takes the chance to destroy his control runes. Arian then proceeds to barbecue Fumba into well done bits as Ifrit brawls with the Hydra, easily overpowering it. Arc joins in the fun and does some arm exercise while making an opportunity for Ifrit to roast him into nothingness, bringing an end to the demon beast. Later on, we see Princess Iriana with her negotiations with the elves and the beastmen. She offers to search for their missing brethren and be their ally in exchange for their political support, which the two elders gladly agree to as she shares with them her vision for an united future. Anyway, as this series approaches its conclusion, Arc along with Chiyome and Arian continues their adventures. Arc reveals his true nature, much to Chiyome's shock, as Arian proceeds to guide Arc to Lord Crown, where he hopefully can get his curse lifted. And with this series, we learned that no matter what, you should always pick the skeleton guy when you play games, as if you do get isekai'd in the future, it would seem that skeletons often get the most OP skills and gear. With that, thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.